Will an under-the-radar offseason signing pay off for the Bengals in 2022? Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Welcome in to CBT as the offseason rolls on. And I was in the Bengals locker room earlier this week, and one of the videos we posted was of Hayden Hurst. And Hayden obviously signed a one-year deal, reportedly worth $3.5 million. And there are some incentives baked in there. But the former first-rounder signed a one-year contract with the Bengals in March. And that was in response to the Bengals losing C.J. Uzomah to the Jets in free agency. A 3-year, $24 million deal, $8 million per year for Uzomah. I understood why they didn't do it. I wouldn't have done it, and I know he's a fan favorite. I would not have paid that much for C.J. Uzomah. I just wouldn't. So, with that said, the Bengals are able to get Hurst. Is Hurst an upgrade everywhere? I wouldn't say that, but I also wouldn't say he's not an upgrade. I think he can be an upgrade in key areas, mainly the passing game, his explosiveness after the catch. All of those things that you heard in March, we're seeing now in practice. And it is just practice, but the dude gets upfield quick. Catches the ball, turns, pivots, boom, he's off. I think he's going to be really, really good after the catch. I think he's excited to be here. And the thing that was really, really telling to me when we talked to him, and we posted the video here on CBT, when we posted that video and we talked to him, Hurst said, he knows he made the right decision. So there was no hesitance. He didn't hesitate. He didn't take back or walk back what he said after signing here, which means that Zach Taylor, Brian Callahan, Joe Burrow, all of these things, it's what he was expecting. And so when you tie the two in, the reason he came to Cincinnati with reality a few months later as he's learning the playbook and getting to know his teammates and all of these things, I think Hayden Hurst could have a huge impact. All right, H2, right? You're thinking about the Hummer. Well, it's not Hayden Hurst. That's what we're going to call him. H2 could have a huge impact for this team. And to me, you look at the stats, right? Because some of you are probably like, come on, Uzomah was really, really good. Well, he never topped the 500-yard receiving mark. Last year was his career year. 49 receptions, 493 yards, 5 touchdowns. And I'm not downplaying Uzomah's impact. And I know he's a leader, and I know he's a good blocker, or at least a better blocker on paper than Hayden Hurst. But 2 years ago, when Hayden Hurst was tight end 1 for the Falcons, 56 receptions, 571 yards, 6 touchdowns. In an offense that isn't going to be as good as the Bengals, in an offense that shouldn't score and didn't score, won't score as much as the Bengals will this year, all of these things, you tie into it, I would not be shocked if we're talking about 600 plus receiving yards for Hayden Hurst. Maybe he goes wild and has 8 or 10 touchdowns in the red zone and 60 receptions. I wouldn't think that that's insane. You know, when Joe Burrow goes off script, he's completely comfortable looking at tight end. And the other thing here, I do think Hayden Hurst is going to offer something as a blocker. It might not be great, but offer just enough, because that's something the Bengals have talked about. I know when I asked Duke Tobin during the pre-draft process, he was like, look, we need our tight ends to be blockers at least a little bit. And that's why I thought they were kind of out on Greg Dulcich in round 2, the kid out of UCLA, because he's more of a non-traditional tight end that's going to line up at the wide receiver spot and isn't going to give you much as a blocker. Hayden Hurst, they think, can give them something as a blocker. So that's certainly worth noting as well. I'm going to give you a couple other practice observations and off-season observations. But first, I got to tell you about Rivertown Inkery, your one-stop shop for all things Cincinnati gear. If you want quality T-shirts, look at this. You just got to look for the patch. Quality T-shirts from Rivertown Inkery. And it's not just T-shirts. They got Tiger Rocks glasses, which everyone says that I don't have Bengals memorabilia. I think this counts right here. Look at that tiger. Look at that thing. It's awesome. Cincinnati on the other side, just perfect. Great sipping bourbon out of, or your drink of choice. But you don't need to delay here. You need to get to rivertowninquiry.com. And the other thing you can do, Doug and his crew are on site at their location in Oakley, which is about 10 minutes from downtown if you plan on visiting as well, whether it's visiting this summer or going to Bengals home games. You can easily get to Rivertown Inkery. They're open 6 days a week, every day but Monday. So check out rivertowninkery.com for more. And they also have the shirt that Jake Lisco and I put out, our Tiger Lock stripe tee, and that's what we're calling it. But obviously we host the Locked On Bengals podcast. They have those sizes in right now, extra small to large. So don't delay. Get those right now at rivertowninkery.com. A couple other things. We mentioned Alex Kappa in the video the other day. To me, he's going to be just fine for camp. Not really concerned there. But in a later video especially, I look at this team. There are a couple clear weaknesses and concerns I have. And I want to give it another practice or two. But I think this team should add a piece or two before training camp. And that's part of it. And no, it's not tight end. That's the thing. I'm pretty confident that Hayden Hurst, former first rounder, and sometimes it does matter, right? Your landing spot does matter. The fit does matter. The fact that Mark Andrews just is one of the best at his position on the planet. Like, Hayden Hurst isn't going to be that. He's not going to be modern day Tyler Eifert. He's not. But can he be good? Can he be solid? Can he be better in the passing game than CJ Uzomah? I think he can. So I'm buying stock there on Hayden Hurst. I think he has the right attitude, the right mindset. And who knows? He's on a 1-year deal, and he's older, believe it or not. He's 28, will be 29 in August. So this is his shot, to me, to get real money. Not that he didn't get real money as a first-round pick, but like real money. If he puts up big numbers this year, then whether it's the Bengals or someone else, they're going to pay him. And I would imagine it would be someone else. I don't know if they're going to invest big money in the tight end position, knowing what they're going to invest with Joe Burrow, potentially T. Higgins coming up next offseason. They will be eligible for their contract extension. So we'll see there. It's a juggling act. But don't juggle when it comes to your Cincinnati gear. Get to rivertowninkery.com. I'm buying stock in Hayden Hurst after watching him in practice and talking to him in the locker room this week. What do you think? You think he's an upgrade? You think he's a downgrade? Are you worried about the tight end position? Where are your other concerns? Because we're going to have a video on that as well, because I definitely think the Bengals, and they do have some roster spots, they should add a veteran or two in some key areas. So we'll dive into that on a later date. For Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now right here on CBT. Hit that subscribe button. Cincinnati Bengals Talk.